Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the battle in the East. I'm sure that you all would know that there's a lot of new launches coming out in the East area, predominantly the Tampines side, Pasir Ris Tampines side, not so much on the Katong side. So there is two new launch, that is Pioneer Residences and Rivelle Tampines EC. Today, the contents that we are going to talk about is the project brief, and USP means the unique selling point, and the developer's pricing strategy is something that is worth repeating because every condo developer price differently, and how you know the pricing strategy will help you to know which unit to choose and be able to choose the right unit without overpaying. You enter at a safe price. And also lastly, we'll look at integrated and mixed development in Singapore. So project information on Pinery is out there in the internet, and same thing for Rivelle. If you need more information, just give me a text. I will send you. Okay, for the sake of time, I will not go through this. Unique selling point of Pinery is because it's directly linked to the MRT. And it gives you the underground link that you don't have to wait for traffic light or be tempered by the weather, and also you can go directly into their retail area, the retail mall of the property. And the MRT line is downtown line. It connects directly to CBD, Marina Bay, Bugis, and Tampines Central. That is very convenient if you work in the MNC that is residing in the CBD area, town area. And there's a Pinery Mall. A mall is very important to us lah. At least we don't have to travel so far away just to get certain basic essentials. And it's just right below, and we have a childcare center. So in future, if you plan to have kids or you want to have kids, it's so convenient just downstairs. You don't have to worry about rain or whatever. Okay, and the most important is on the top of a lot of people's mind. Is it near to any school? Yes, it's within 1 kilometer of St. Hilda's Primary, Juyuan Primary School, and close to Temasek Poly and the Singapore UTD and the Poching School, United World College Southeast Asia East Campus, and also very near to the Business Hub in Tampines Regional Center, redevelopment Paya Lebar Air Base, and also near to Changi Business Park. And in future, it will also benefit those people who are working in Terminal 5. And as you all know that Tampines is a matured estate, so definitely you will see a strong resale demand or even tenant demand from those foreign workers or foreign expats who are working in Singapore, working nearby. Next. So Pinery Residences is opposite the Tampines West MRT Downtown Line 31, and opposite there is a block of HDB, but it's not a big issue at all because in front of the HDB there is actually a park connector, the green color line that you see here. And beside, on the left side of Pinery, is Tampines B Pond. It's actually government's, I think, water pond. Okay, then behind is Rivelle Tampines EC. Looking at the unit mix for Pinery, the two-bedder constitute a majority of the project, is about 43%, and three-bedders constitute 35%. There's many three-bedders from C1 all the way to C7, and the four-bedders are from D1 all the way to D5. It constitutes 20%. So the last and the biggest unit mix is 5 bedders that has 5 bedrooms with 3 baths, comes about 12 units only, and it's about 2% of the whole project. Revising on the thing about developers' pricing strategy. Per floor, per unit type, and premium facing views, it will always affect how much you got to pay. So looking at the different development that we have seen so far from different developers, different launches, we sort of can see a certain pattern or trend how a developer will price their development. But however, this is not 100% because it's really up to the developer, subjected to changes. So common thing that we know is the developer will look price based on per floor or per unit type. Per floor means the higher floor, they will charge higher per square foot. Per unit type means the bigger the per square foot size, then it means the price also translate higher per square foot. And the last one, which is the premium facing view, means If you have a very good facing, let's say you face landed or you face a park, you usually expected to pay more than those that is facing another building or another not so premium facing views or another condo that is opposite you. Like I have mentioned in my previous video about River Green and Promenade Peak, Zion Grand. I mentioned this because these projects are launched around the same time frame, within 6 months of each other. They are all around the same time when they are launched. So we can see, let's say for the 2-beders, right, the loading is on the higher floor, and then for the 3-beders, loading is also on the higher floors, so on and so forth. And for Promenade Peak is a bit different. Their loading is more on the bigger units on the higher floor, because I think they do want to move their smaller units like 2-bedder and 3-bedder. For Zion Grand, I believe the developer strategy is the loading is on the bigger size and the higher floor, because it goes up to 62 as well. Promenade Peak was 60. So it really depends on the nature of the project and the USP of this project. Next, for one critical example, Zion Grand, level 61. The highest floor is 62. So for Zion Grand, we noticed that the 2-bed, 1-bath, which is the smallest unit there, it starts from 3,002 per square foot and it ends with the largest 4-bedder at the size of 1,615 square feet. The per square foot price becomes $3,538 per square foot. So it becomes the smaller unit, you get a lower loading. The bigger unit, you get a higher loading, even for the same floor. Premium facing, for example, this project is at Lentor area. So this stack 28, for example, they are facing the landed, and stack 27 is facing another condo called Hewlock Green. For the same size, same floor, the two different owners, they actually paid for different price. The price difference is about $170,775 for the same layout, same floor, and the same square feet. So it shows that landed facing command more price. Now, looking at Pinery, the blue color on top that you see is where the MRT is. So Pinery residents, they actually can go down to the MRT through the underground access. So they don't have to worry about weather at all, or even the traffic upstairs. And you see there's two views down here. The first view is the retail. The retail is on the left side here. And you see the other view that is on the unit mix. You can see exactly where the blocks are, where's the swimming pool, and where are the facilities. So, of course, people buy mixed development or integrated development. They are looking for convenience, ultimate convenience. Literally, you can roll down per se lah. You roll down to get your amenities, to get your things done, and then you can roll back to your house, you know. It's so easy and so convenient. That's why they like integrated or mixed development. It's just the ease of not having to travel so long, and you have everything within your fingertips. It's just 5 minutes of everywhere. It's just walkable distance. So I do some highlighting here. Hope you can see them. It's the same layout. So you see here, for the smaller units, it's all concentrated at block 930 and 932. And these are the 2-beders and the 3-beders. These two blocks will have 2 and 3-beders. So the bigger units like the 4-5-beders is right behind at 928, 926, 922, and 924. So I would expect mostly for own stay. Usually people buy such unit, they want to stay on their own. Of course, there are people who will rent out, but predominantly people buy is for own stay lah. So you see, the own stay people, they are stayed behind, because I would believe a lot of tenants, they want convenience, right? They don't want to walk so far away. So usually tenants will prefer to be as near, as close to MRT as possible. So in this case, you ask yourself, which unit will the developer load on in terms of pricing? Is it nearer to MRT, they will load more? Or is it the one at the corner, they will load more? This is Park View at block 92, stack 8, 13, and 12. These are facing the park. So you think developer will load more on this, or here, stack 19, 20, 21? or even these two stacks that is facing the pond opposite, 30, 29, and 28. Next, where shall we focus if the loading is on the floor level? When I say loading means pricing, where the developer will increase the price for the unit that you want to purchase that is available for sale. So it depends. There will be a few scenarios that we can look at. ABC, A, if the loading is on per floor level, B, if the loading is on per unit level, or C, the loading is on facing. Then which one should you choose? Meaning you have to choose the right unit that will not overpay, or make sure that you buy at the right price or safe price. Can you imagine if you overpay and you need like a few 100,000 compared to your neighbor, same layout, same stack per se, but maybe a few floor difference? The significant difference will impact your future resale value, whether if you want to sell immediately or later. So choosing the right unit is very important. Do you know how to choose? And let's look at the USP of Pinery again. You can say as the ultimate convenience, whereby you can straight go down to the food court and the supermarket, or the direct link to the MRT. And in the sense per se, which is the fastest route to get to the MRT, to get to the food court, to get to the supermarket, and which is the lobby that can go straight to the drop-off area when you call for a Grab. So it's really all about ultimate convenience for mixed development like this. Looking at this project called the Key Residences. Why? Because this condo is actually developed by Koi Hub, the same developer for Pinery as well. Okay, for this data that you see here, this table, right? It took me like 10 hours just to gather this data and come up with this summary conclusion. I actually pull out all this data and analyze it myself by per unit, 2 bedders, 3 bedders, and 4 bedders. And even check where is their facing and what is the price loading. See what is the floor jump pricing per every unit. I came out with this conclusion. This is my own analysis after really 10 hours of work on the Excel spreadsheet. I literally see stars. Okay, Key Residences at TOP 2 years ago, 2024, is also by Koi Hub. It's in Sunset area near the Maju Camp. If you are a guy, Singaporean man, you will sure know where's Maju Camp. It's very near Maju Camp. In fact, the Key Residences, one part is totally facing the Maju Camp. The other part is facing landed. Okay, let's see what is their price difference here. So looking from the bottom, 2 bedders. Those facing landed, the loading is always at level 2 and 7. And the 2-bedder premium, which is slightly larger, 2 bed, 2 bath. So there's 2 facing. There are certain stack face the army, certain stack face the PIE, which is the expressway. That not a lot lah. I think only 3-4 stacks facing the expressway. So their loading are very different. For the units that are facing the Maju Camp, their loading start from level 4, 10, and the top floor. Means this is the floor that has the highest jump in terms of price difference compared to those below. And the landed facing will have the most jump at level 7, 10, and the top floor. In Key Residences, the top floor has the biggest jump. But please do take note, because Key Residences is a non-harmonized project, meaning it is not restricted by selling airspace. So the top floor actually have double ceiling volume. So what you see on paper, let's say the size is 1173 square feet, but when you double up the ceiling, it can be 1313. So it's actually a double living room volume for the top floor. So the top floor, no matter how, they will still charge more because of the double volume. So easily 200,000 and above. So the top floor has double volumes in terms of the ceiling height. You realize all the top floors here, their loading is always at every stack, at every level. Except for the 2-bedroom, because the highest is up to level 10 only. So they don't have the top floor. And the 3-bedder, those that is facing the army and landed, the loading is really almost the same, which is loading at level 2, level 7, 10, and the top floor. And then for the 3-bedroom premium, meaning the larger size 3-bedroom that is facing landed Army or the Expressway PIE. The loading is always on top floor, level 10 and level 7. Same thing goes for the 4-bedder. All the 4-bedder there is facing landed. The loading is also at 7, 10 and the top floor. As you can see this summary here, after 10 hours of analyzing the numbers, trying to crunch the numbers, that I realized that, oh wow. So all the loading you see, there's a pattern here. The 7th floor, 10th floor and the top floor. I can't predict for Pinery lah, but likely Hoi Hub might look higher on the per floor pricing. Look at the number level 7, it seems to be their favorite. Okay, for Rivelle's, you can see their layout later below. Okay, I put down the layout below. And here, just zoom in and see this part. Pinery has 6 different layouts, and Rivelle has 2 layouts of the 3-bedders. There is only 2 types of 3-bedders down there. So for 4-bedders, Pinery has 5 types of 4-bedders and 3 types of 4-bedders as well. And okay, for this one they are special. Rivelle, they have a 5-bedder layout down there. So looking at the layouts, okay, one thing need to caution viewers here. Okay, as you can see, the Pinery 3-bedder here, these 3 layouts can be direct competition with Rivelle's these 2 3-bedders type 338 and 926. So their layout, I would say comparable lah. It's not very different or extraordinary. Both are harmonized, so their layouts are very efficient as well. For the buyers at Pinery, if you're buying a 3-bedroom like this, you have to be careful. You must ensure that you should exit if you want to use this as an investment. You're not staying there for long. You should exit before Rivelle's MOP, because Rivelle is a EC, so they need to wait for MOP after obtaining TOP. MOP means you got to fulfill 5 years of minimum occupation period before you can sell your house. Going to this is the Pinery layout versus the Rivelle layout. So you see the C1, C2 and C3. These are the smaller 3-bedroom and Pinery versus Rivelle's 3-bedroom 883. They are actually very close in terms of layout size wise. If you are buying these 3 small units for investment purposes, you do know that in future when Rivelle MOP, they are your direct competitors. There might be a bit of price competition. Means you have another competitor just behind you, because Rivelle is just right behind Pinery. Okay, last one. Watertown. The next thing we are going to talk about is integrated or mixed development. There is quite a lot throughout Singapore, whether it's integrated or mixed. It's quite common nowadays to see this, but although they still considered relatively rare compared to the whole population of Singapore. We are only focusing on the northeast line, this purple line, because this is the line that has a lot of integrated and mixed development. So it's good for comparison's sake. It's good to see the trend and for data analysis. So at Punggol MRT, we have Watertown, integrated, truly integrated development that's linked to the MRT, linked to the Punggol Waterway Point, and with the community center, etc. So it's actually a very huge development. Below is a huge mall and integrated to the MRT, nearby, very nearby to the bus interchange as well. And next is Sengkang. Sengkang, we have a Campus Height. Campus Height TOP in 2003. It actually quite old, if not the oldest in terms of this area. So it's about 23 years old already. And at Buangkok MRT, you have Sengkang Grand Residences and Hougang Nan, Kovan Nan, Serangoon Nan. Then the next is Woodleigh. Woodleigh MRT is where it's connected to the Bidadari HDB estate as well. You have the Woodleigh Residences. And this condo, the profit margin is really good because in the vicinity there is no other integrated condos, relatively old condos nearby. So in terms of brand new or even integrated, there's none there. Okay, the next will be Potong Pasir. Potong Pasir is very near to St. Andrew School compound, the St. Andrew hub there. Potong Pasir MRT will have POI residences. POI residences is not considered integrated, but it is like a mixed development down here. It's also have a very good command in terms of rental and resale price. So one thing is why integrated and mixed development or mixed development being so popular. Firstly, because it's so convenient. You can do your weekly errands within walking distance, and the connectivity is so good. It connects you integrated just right beside the MRT or just into the MRT, and you can live, work and play at the same time. You don't have to really travel too far in order to do your shopping or to do certain hobby or enrichment for your family, etc. And last thing is also because it has the real estate appeal. It's often attractive to buyers and tenants due to accessibility. Because for buyers, they say, oh yeah, so easy, go to work, or even to live here, I don't have to travel so far to get everything done. It's so convenient. So likewise, tenant will feel the same way. So tenant is all about how new is the property. I mean, of course, size is our concern as well. And the next thing is connectivity. So I just pull out this short data talking about how they have performed over the years. So for campus height that is linked to Sengkang MRT, the growth is about 42.2% approximately since 2000. And it's one of the strongest appreciation among integrated development despite being older, because the entry price back then is very low. Back then, the PSF is all less than 1,000. So the first mover, the first batch of buyers, when they exit, they really exit with a very good margin. Watertown, that is linked to Punggol MRT, has seen about 34% growth since launch. The prices are consistently higher than the nearby condo due to integrated mall and MRT connectivity. Sengkang Grand Residences, which is linked to Bangkok MRT station, is seen about 19.2% increase since 2020 to 2024. It's the latest integrated hub with malls, bus interchange, and community facilities. So these last two, they are not anywhere near the Sengkang Punggol area but like Woodleigh Residences that is near to Woodleigh MRT, the growth has been about 18.4% increase since 2018's launch, and it's the highest PSF among all integrated developments, about 2,004 per square foot. Reason being, in the vicinity, there is no other integrated development or mixed development that can compete with it. That's why, being unique, one and only at this point of time, they still command very good growth. Whether it's for tenants in terms of for rental or for own stay, they command very good growth. And back in Yishun, you have the North Park Residences. The growth has been 31% since launch, and it's a large integrated hub. If you ever go to Yishun, you should go and see the North Point Mall. It's really huge. It's integrated with the bus MRT, and the bus interchange is literally linked to the MRT, linked to the mall. Is really huge. And up there, above all of this, is the residential area. It's great for rental as well, because I'm sure tenant doesn't want to travel so far just to go to MRT. And this is a typical summary for a resale premium of integrated developments. So we are talking about within the same district. This is not pertaining to any district, just talking overall general information. So you are talking about the premium can command between 10 to 20% over the nearby condos that is not integrated or mixed. So if there are, in some cases, they can even command the premium of 15 to 56% premium. That really depends. it depends on the quality of the development and also what are your competitors nearby. So if let's say the resale condo nearby, they are all like not so nice looking or not so well maintained and relatively of certain age, or like perhaps 20 years or 30 years kind of condo, of course maybe you can command this kind of premium 56, but it depends really. So no one can guarantee you this premium is how much. And the last one is the new launch pricing premium built in by the developer. Meaning when the developer launched this project, right, they launched this at a very attractive price. You can say very safe entry price. Don't say cheap lah. Nothing is cheap here. Real estate where got cheap? So it's saying that the developer give a very good entry price for first wave of buyers, the first phase of buyers. So it built in terms of the future profit and saving for the buyers in future when they want to exit. So you're talking about the premium between 20 to 25%. In some extreme launch cases, you might even see 60%, but I don't think this is a common thing. So not focus on 60%, yeah. You will say, why would people want to pay for this kind of premium? The integrated development usually command higher prices because they combine MRT, door-to-door convenience, and it can add up to a premium to 10 to 20% alone in terms of PSF. And having a retail mall downstairs adds to daily convenience, groceries, dining, and whatever services that you would need. And with the transport hubs, it's even better because COE getting so expensive. A lot of people don't drive anymore. They rather take public transport. And also scarcity of integrated project. So about less than 3% of Singapore private property is on this integrated project, made them extremely rare. Last few. Okay, so in terms of Woodleigh residences, you are looking at their premium about 15% down here compared to the nearby projects. And for Sengkang Grand, the premium that they command is about 29%. Okay, and Watertown between 4 to 8%. Poise Residences is a mixed project. It is commanding about 16% premium. Campus Heights as of now is about minus 18% compared to its peers. Reason really being the age of this development is TOP in 2003. So this year it is actually 23 years old. So it's an older condo lah. Yes, it's linked to Sengkang MRT, but then it's old also. Maybe the buyers there, they prefer to buy the brand new condo that is in the vicinity. There's so many condos EC that sprung out in Sengkang alone. So they might not really need to buy Campus Height. They can have many other choices. This is what happened when the vicinity that you have so many resale condo that you're in competition with. Then the last three is not linked to the northeast line, is the Centris at Boon Lay. It used to be the end of the east-west line and it's just above Jurong Point. Last time, it's just only a mall, but now there's condo upstairs. So Centris being one and only integrated condo in Jurong, the whole of Jurong, it commanded 32% in spite being at the end of Jurong. Then Park Place at Paya Lebar also command about 34% premium. Because if you look at the whole Paya Lebar and the vicinity, there is no integrated projects there or even mixed projects there. And North Park, like I would say just now in Yishun, they command about 39% premium. But this is overall the general data to show you the difference between integrated versus the nearby condo. Okay, why are all this information important? Because you will ask yourself, now I got 2 projects coming up for sale in the same location. Which one should I choose? Is Pinery better or Rivelle better? That is the golden question. But you have to ask yourself in what financial situation you're in. Because all of us are in different phase of life. So it depends on what you can do. Rivelle is only for people who can qualify for EC, because it's an EC project. People who qualify for EC eligibility then can buy Rivelle. And you must also pass the MSR calculation, which I will talk about later. Pinery is 100% private, so it doesn't fall into the EC eligibility condition, but you must fulfill the TDSR eligibility as well. So you're talking about starting from 2,003 per square foot, and even to the 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, they are also asking starting from the average of 3,002 per square foot. If you think it's expensive, there's actually data to support the nearby resale that is selling more than 2,006 per square foot. So it's always balancing at which one you prefer. You want a brand new that you got to wait for a few years to TOP, or you want something immediate but you're paying actually higher for a second-hand house. Lastly, let's talk about calculation. I think this is not something that everybody will like, but before you say you want to buy anything, of course you have to do our due diligence to calculate. Okay, let's say the husband earn 8,000 per month, age 35, no outstanding loan, no whatever. Let's say this is including the AWS already, is 8,000 per month, and which is quite standard, I would say quite normal for average income in terms of young adults nowadays. And the second applicant, let's say the wife, is 35 years old as well, and the income average is 6,000 per month. What is their affordability in terms of the MAS stress test? So on top here is based on TDSR 55%, meaning every 1,000 you earn, we are only allowed to spend 550 in total, meaning can be car loan, student loan, credit card loan, renovation loan, study loan, any loan cannot be more than 55%. And the tenure maximum here is 30 years. You are looking at a monthly installment of $5,398 per month. And with the max loan for the property price of 2.15 million. Yeah, this is based on MAS stress test. The reason being we have all these tests, not like other countries is because government want to ensure that we have the financial prudency and power to hold on to the property that we buy, is to avoid a reoccurrence of the Asian financial crisis back in 1997, is to make sure people don't get bankrupt or kicked out of their house if in event of anything happens. So it's to make sure that we all have holding power to be able to pay for our mortgage, retain ownership over our properties, etc. It's really financial prudency, not overstretch ourselves. The main consideration is to stamp out speculation. No more speculation. Not like those days that has no cooling measure, there is no rules per se. You can sell your private property within 3 months, 1 month. Those were the so-called cowboy days, but no more. In terms of executive condominium, they have to pass 2 tests. One is the MSR. MSR is the mortgage servicing ratio. It's only tagged to 30%. Means if you earn $1,000, the MSR calculation only allowed you to use $300 to pay for the mortgage. And it means if you look at this calculation, based on the same income that we see for this couple, 8,000 and 6,000 per month, their MSR calculation, the max loan they can get is $879,000, and the max loan is about 1.127 million. Let's say if they want to buy a Rivelle 3-bedroom, 1.588 million. It means they cannot loan the full amount. They only can loan 1.172 million. Then the rest they have to top up with cash. So yeah, that's the challenging part about EC. You can qualify for EC, but can you pay is another thing. After that, they also require to check their TDSR. The EC buyers, they also have to pass the TDSR calculation, meaning their total debt cannot be more than 55% of their total income. So EC owners to be, they have to pass 2 tests, MSR and TDSR, before they can buy any EC condo. In summary, finally, whether it's Pinery or Rivelle, it depends on which stage of life you are in right now. One thing to note is the east side, you can see a lot of integrated development or mixed development recently. Like Parktown is considered integrated development. So it's linked to the Tampines West MRT that is still under construction. It's a downtown line as well. You need to be careful when you choose your units. When you choose your unit, you have to be very careful. You know which unit to select or not. Let's say you want a 3-bedder, the small 3-bedder, but which one to buy? Which one is safe to buy? And exactly which stack or which level that you will not overpay for the unit. And be mindful, Pinery is in competition with Parktown as well. I checked this morning. Parktown, as of this morning, they are about 95% sold. They still have a balance of 66 units. They already sold more than 1,100 units. They still have a balance of 66 units that is 3-bedder and 4-bedders. And also the next one will be in direct competition with Pasir Ris 8. Pasir Ris 8 has TOP last year. The owners has collected key for sale for rent. And they are your direct competition in the future as well in terms of whether resale market or perhaps tenant, because Pasir Ris 8 is also linked to MRT. And lastly, most important is do not rush into a decision, but plan in advance. Plan your strategy before booking day. Like usually we will encourage our customers before buying, let us have a plan, which unit to choose from and what are the prices that we are willing to pay before we decide to choose another unit, etc. And which is the safe amount to pay for. And even if you don't get a good queue number, it doesn't mean you cannot choose the right unit, because who knows, the buyer in front of you chose the more expensive unit and they may not choose the right unit also. So it's important to consult properly first before the next move and to prepare for your booking day. It's not something that you just go in and wait, queue up and buy. It's more than that. Okay, thank you for staying on with me so long. And my name is Sandra. Do give me a call, support my channel, join me and follow me. And this is my contact number. You know what to do. Thank you. Bye.